I play John Volanthen, who was one of the divers that was incredibly instrumental in swimming the children to safety in 2018. And it was a great honor to play John, and something I was a little bit nervous about, of course, because he's still with us very much. But he was an incredible resource for me as well. John, he was incredibly generous with his time and energy. And, you know, I spent hours FaceTiming with him, and he was open to all my questions and shared with me his firsthand account, of course, of what went on in 2018 during the cave rescue, and also his life in general, you know. So it was an incredible thing to be part of this story, and the story that was really about the coming together of all these cultures, particularly starting with the Thai people and the beauty and the richness and the faith and the strength of the Thai people as such a spirited people, and then how everyone else descended upon Thailand for that period of time to rescue these boys. It was just a really gorgeous, heartening story to be close to be a part of, you know.
I played Chris Jewell, who was one of the divers that once Rick and John had found the boys in the cave, they realized that if they were going to get these boys out, they were going to need some more experienced cave divers, and that's when they called in Chris Jewell, Dr. Harries, and Jason. So we're the support team that came in.
I play Governor Narongsak of the province where this cave rescue took place, which is Chiang Rai, way up north of Thailand. I love playing this. I love playing him. Found out a little bit about him, where he's a very smart, intelligent, highly educated. I think somewhere along the line, someone told me he studied astrology also. I mean, this guy's, you know, into all the books and everything. But then to see him just be a I don't want to say punching bag, but maybe he had to take it from all sides, and he took a beating, and I think he came out smiling. When it first happened, I in the morning, after I entered my restaurant, I said, these are some mad. Why would they even enter a cave knowing that it was raining? But apparently they didn't know that. They went in prior to the rain. And so you follow the news every day and you pray they would come out. And after 4 or 5 days, 6 days, they don't come out. Now you start to worry. I have children, as I say, 4. And I know my kids are capable of doing something silly like this. So if one of my children were in there and I was put in such a, I would be in a situation where I couldn't help my own child. I'm wondering, and I have the ability to buy equipment, to bring friends who have equipment, where these people up in Chiang Rai don't have any of those resources. So how are they going to get their children out? So it starts to get scary now. They're going to bring out dead kids. And then we hear that the whole world, there's teams coming from Japan, from all over the world. And then suddenly these 2 crazy British guys go in and find the boys, and we're happy for a second. And then the news just goes quiet again. So we're wondering what's happening. We don't know. You know, these things we didn't find out until this movie came out. But then suddenly we knew that they were saved, they were alive and well, and we were happy. And that was it. That was during that time. Yeah.
The way I prepared for this role was same as I always do. I just devour as much as I can about the character I'm going to play and the world in which they live. And we were so lucky with this because we had the real people who were so generous with their time. I got to talk to Chris for hours and hours. Anytime I had any questions about, what did you do this morning? How did you feel in this moment? When you lost that line, how did you feel? What was going through your mind? He would just tell me what, and all I had to do was then bring that to the screen. And the access to which the materials we had, the documentaries that Ron would send us, the National Geographic ones. I watched Chris's YouTube channel, which is amazing. Everyone should check it out, because he's just recorded all of his dives. So you get you can hear everything, you get a real first-hand experience of what diving would be like. But then on top of that, the training that we did, it was pretty intense. It was fast because, you know, we had to shoot the movie and we didn't have time to cram in 40 years of experience that these guys have. We had an amazing team around us. They threw us right in at the deep end. Forgive that pun. And we just went with it, man. I think it was one of those things where we were aware of the size and scope and beauty of this story, and effectively just submitting to it and just trusting in the fact that we had Ron at the helm, amazing people in every single department, and just saying, great, I get to be part of this.
It was a dream to work with Ron. And I you know, as a fan of film, and I've loved Ron's work since I was a kid, going back to Splash and Cocoon, which I just showed my 12-year-old last week. He's sneaky, Ron. His films are so full of heart, whether they're pieces of fiction, dramatizations of memories, like Parenthood. I think Parenthood is just one of the great American films. And so to do this, and to do a story that was as beautiful as this, and was about so much of the best of human beings, so much of how we're capable of really living the most beautiful lives that we can live if we were just taking a moment to be considerate and respect our differences, while also kind of appraising and acknowledging and stepping into the things that make us the same. In this case, our care for children, you know, the future of our civilization, the future of our world, whether they're Thai children or British children or Irish children or American. And I think that was the thing that brought the world together as well, was that it was so clear. It was so clear that the 13 people that were trapped in the cave were innocents. It was so clear that they were all innocent, that the only thing they were victims of was a bad decision and an early monsoon season arriving. So to work with Ron on this, I mean, look, he's a documentarian as well, you know, so for him to come on board and tell this story, which was always going to have kind of a narrative construct, of course, but he wanted to make it as cinema verite as he could and get in there. And he was always on the set, moving around, looking for the angles and looking for how to get to the center of the story he was telling. And he's just extraordinarily decent as well, and fair, and is interested in everyone and wanted to make sure that everyone was respected and everyone had their moment. He doesn't believe in the star system or status or any of that shit. The set was an incredibly egalitarian environment, and that was gorgeous. I'm a big fan of that stuff, so that was cool to be around. Yeah, Ron is amazing. He's exactly what you'd expect, you know. He means everything he says.
I think, having heard all the you guys today, you all start off with saying, what a beautiful film. So the first thing I'd like is when people watch it, accept it as entertainment first. So before you go and say, did this really happen? Why did this happen? This is not possible at all. Just be entertained. Then go do your homework and find out what happened and compare it to the movie. So I want them to take away from this at the end of the day that I believe the movie showed the trueness of Thailand, the beauty in the spirituality, the scenery, which in this case is a little wet, but it is a beautiful place. Trust me. Without the monsoons and everything, we have a beautiful country that you all should visit. I want you to receive from Ron Howard a beautiful story.